Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Lisa Renee TV. If you have not yet subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Make sure to do so today before you leave. Make sure to thumbs up the video if you like what you see, and to share on all your social media networks that you happen to be on at this time. Welcome back, guys. Hello. So I'm finally back. I took a little mini hiatus, just, dealing with some personal things, family things, but I'm back in front of my favorite people, my beloved Flavor crew. Hello, guys, and I'm just so happy to be back in front of the camera, as always, spend a little time with you guys. Okay, so let's jump right into today's video. Okay, so as most of you probably already heard, in Odessa, Texas, there was a shooting. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of that going around, huh? It seems like every other week or so, we're hearing about a different city, they're having some sort of shooting or some sort of fight that's like, it ends up being when people get hurt or people get killed, and, it's just ridiculous. So, a few days ago, Odessa, Texas, there was a shooting. So Odessa Police Department, and this information is from CNN.com. So the Odessa Police Department Sunday identified a man who killed 7 people. So he killed 7 people. It was initially 5, and then went up to 2 more. Killed 7 people, wounded 22 people. Others in a 22 people, others in a shooting spree in West Texas. And so they identify him as Seth Ator. That's his name, Seth Ator. And he's 36 years old. So Ator had been fired from his trucking job last few hours before his killing rampage. Okay, so before he went off, and decided, I'm gonna get my gun. I'm gonna go crazy, I'm gonna wild out and lose my head here. He had just been fired. Okay, so we already have a trigger. Something's going on in his mind mentally. So he got fired from his job. So he was arrested in 2001 for criminal trespassing and evading arrest. He was pulled over by Texas troopers in Midland on Saturday for failing to use his signal. So he shot them. So he shot them with an AR type of weapon, and he sped off. So then he hijacked. From that point, it's building up here to the climax. Okay, it's a little journey that this guy's on. He lost his job. He got pulled over by the cops. Then he shot the cops that pulled him over. Now this is something I only see in the movies. I'm like, wow. I've seen that before, when people get pulled over, like a killer gets pulled over by the cops and he shoots the cops and kills them. So this guy did this. He shoots the cops, speeds away. Then he hijacks a postal truck, shooting at people. So he's shooting at the people. This is how the people end up dying and getting hurt, because he starts to shoot them after he hijacked the postal truck. Okay, so that's how that happened. Then the police finally confronted him at a movie theater. So they're in the movie theater parking lot. They finally confronted him, and then they had a shootout. So I assume he was shooting at them at that time. Of course, you shooting at a bunch of officers, what's probably going to happen to you? You're going to die. So they shot him and they finally killed him. So, this guy, he's pretty unhinged, as we all can tell, right? Something is not, quite right with him, mentally, because all these events are transpiring and unfolding. We're like, wait, but you lost your job. You go get a gun. He decides that, he's pissed off for whatever reason. He's going to exact some revenge. He hops in his car. Police stop him. He shoots the cop. Then he ditches his car, gets in a postal truck, starts shooting people. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm just trying to connect the dots. Because in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. Is this all because you lost your job? Like, you know how many people lose their job every day, but nobody gets hurt or nobody gets killed because of it? Like, what? Like, what does it have to do with anything? Like, what do these people have to do with you losing your job? You lost your job. Like, I'm sorry to hear you lost your job, but that doesn't mean I need to die because you lost your job. So, I am more in depth and analytical thinker myself, so I know that this has more to do than just him losing his job. Okay, him losing the job was the tip of the iceberg. Okay, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. No, there's something deeper going on with this guy. Something else was already brewing with inside of him, and I'm guessing there's some mental illness, like, definitely, right? There's definitely, because anybody normal who, like, lose their job, people lose their job all the time, people get laid off all the time. They don't go, even if they own guns, they don't go home and get them, like, I'm about to get in my car, because where was he going with that gun? I just want to know, like, where was he headed to with a gun? He's in his car driving. He went home and got his gun. Where was he going to initially? Because he wasn't initially trying to kill these people. So where was he going? It seems like these people were like collateral damage, so to speak. It's like it kind of happened as he was in the process. I ended up jacking this postal truck. I saw these people, so I just started shooting them. Like, what? Is this a video game or something? Like, what in the world? It's just weird, how it all happened, how it all went in. I'm trying to figure out where was he going to shoot. Now, this is my guess. Like, this is what's coming to me. I think that when he got fired, he was really pissed. And this has happened before where somebody who's mentally unstable would lose the job and they get fired, whether it's a layoff or a fire. They get really peeved off. They go home, they get a gun or a knife, and they come back to the job to take revenge on the boss and co-workers or just the boss. If a co-worker happens to get in the way, too bad for them. They might get hurt too. So I think he was headed back to work possibly, and I just think the cops stopping him, like that, the first cop stopping him threw him off. I think he was like, wait a minute, they wasn't supposed to stop me right now. You ruining my plan. So when they stopped him, I just think they really pissed him off. They stopped him. Then he's like, wait a minute, so what I'm going to do? Oh, I'm going to shoot them too. So he went ahead and killed them. So he ended up killing some cops that he didn't mean to kill. Then he's like, now I got to ditch my car. I got to get out of this car because now the other cops going to be looking for me. So he was smart enough to figure that out. He hops into another car and then he like, okay, I'm just done. So I think at that point his brain exploded and he just was crazy. He couldn't even think no more. He like, I'm done, I'm tired, and he just saw people, he probably didn't even see them, like see them but not see them, and he just got to shoot. At this point, this is me. This is my analyzation of it. But hey, you tell me what you think. But I think that's what happened. He was initially going to shoot one person or a couple of people. Like, I was just trying to kill a couple of people, but since this cop stopped me, you basically screwed my plans up. Now I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I can't think. My mind is racing. So I'm sorry. Someone must die. So I think that's what happened. He got crossed up and he just couldn't think no more. Now, there's evidence that this guy is kind of mentally unstable. So one of his neighbors said that he recently approached her with a rifle and he was yelling at her about leaving trash in a dumpster. Like, who does that? He was just, kind of erratic, I'm trying to think, was there something else that he had done that was kind of strange? He has a social media account, like he has a Facebook account, but they basically said it was like just a picture of him, like a recent picture of him, and that was it. Like he didn't have no friends, nothing. Like it wasn't, a filled out full profile like most people's profiles are. And when I see profiles like that, like I've seen profiles like that on Facebook, and I know it's something sketchy. I'm like, something's off with this profile. No, you can't be my friend. No, like something wrong with your profile. Like it's not really filled out. It looks like it's not really a real profile. A lot of times it's not. It could be a catfishing profile. So it's not a real full detailed profile. But that's the kind of profile he had. But it recently got removed. So he could have removed his profile for whatever reason. But something's definitely, off with him. So I just think, it goes back to what I was saying in the past. You always got to check for mental illness, like when somebody is having some issues. If you notice, though, when you apply for jobs now, And then other stuff too. Sometimes they'll ask you like, "You have a disability," and mental illness is one of those. But see, this is my thing. A lot of times, person may not tell you they have that because for fear of being judged. So a lot of people who have mental illness, they may check no, and they do have something. So it's kind of like there's no sure way. But it's like a person say, "Yeah, I do have that." Like, what you gonna do? Not offer them a job because they got a mental illness? Like, then you would be discriminating, which is illegal, and just morally wrong altogether. So it's like, what are you gonna do? I just think that I don't know if this guy had family, friends that loved him, that were around him. I don't think he did. He doesn't sound the type of guy that has a lot of love around him. I think he needs more people to care about him, clearly, but I don't think he does. You gotta look after your folks. If you know something's off with your son or your daughter, I think that his issues started well before he became an adult. I mean, he's 36 now, but I think this guy has had issues when he was 26. When he was 16, I think that people ignored him and they did not pay attention to him, when they saw this. But you gotta see this stuff. When you see something ain't right, something not developing right, you have got to get on it. You gotta act then. You can't wait till they shoot up a bunch of people in a postal truck that they stole. That's too late, right? You have got to act on these things. You sense there's an illness, there's some kind of tick or something not right with the behavior of your child. You definitely want to get it checked out, because sometimes it's just a matter of medicine, or a little bit of therapy, and they may not have to go forever, but a few sessions and they're okay, But you got to work these kinks out, because a lot of times when it first starts, it'd be something really small that's easily fixable. But if you don't fix it, it will grow into a big monster like this guy, where it is not easily fixable. That guy's not easily fixable, And unfortunately, he ended up dead. But come on, So you don't want that to be your family, So I think when you notice something, say something, speak up, and definitely act on it, readily. So that's all I'm saying. So the Vice President, Mike Pence, said he and Trump are working with Congress to address and confront this scourge of mass atrocity. And I don't believe that, because I feel like they're kind of in cahoots with the NRA and things like that. I don't believe that they're. I'm not saying they don't feel bad for the people who died and everything. I'm not gonna say they don't feel bad in some kind of way. Maybe they do. Maybe the humanness in them kind of does feel bad. Because it was a senseless thing to happen. But I feel like they are not going to do anything grand. I don't expect anything grand. I think it'll be business as usual. Don't think it's going to be anything grand on their part. Do y'all think they're going to do something? I don't think they're going to do anything at all. Do they ever do anything? No. They don't do anything that's not going to benefit them. So, this is Trump and Mike Pence. I don't think they give a crap. They're not going to do anything that's going to help the greater good to survive things like this, or tonight ever go through things like this. They ain't going to do nothing. Like, the NRA needs to work with the Mental Health Alliance when it comes to selling guns to people who might be a little unstable. Like, you don't need to ever sell them a gun. You don't sell people like that a gun. They don't know what they need a gun for. Stupid, but like I said, Trump and Pence, okay? Oh, goodness. One quick thing I want to touch on before I get out of here. So Hurricane Dorian is hitting portions of northeastern coast with tropical storm conditions, and it's been going on for nearly 2 days now. So we want to definitely keep those families in our prayers, for sure. And keep the families of the victims in our prayers, too, because they're going through a lot of grief right now. But yeah, that storm. I saw the storm yesterday. I was watching on CNN. I said, oh my God. It's like the waves rushing, washing up on the shores. Can you imagine? You can't imagine being in that much water. If you're overwhelmed by looking at it on your TV, you imagine them people, how they feel, because they're in it. I can't imagine being in that water. I remember I was driving one time. I was coming from the suburbs back into the city where I live. So, it was raining, right? It was raining and storming. And it was like, you know how you get those little, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. It's like, it'll be a section, on the street, and it's like a bunch of water has collected because there's so much rain coming down. And it's a whole bunch of water there. And I was so scared because I didn't want my car to like hydroplane or something. I had read about that in driver's school. So I was like, oh my God, you know, like, dear Lord, help, you know. So I was like, Jesus, you know, take the wheel. I'm praying, you know, but I just got on my brakes, you know, to make sure I slow down, you know, and I didn't have to plane or nothing. I was able to get through it, you know. I was like, well, thank you, Jesus, you know, because it was so much water just gushing out. But that's how it is down there. This, I mean, I thought that was something, you know, so I can't imagine what it's like. So we definitely want to keep their families in prayers. I feel like cities like that, they know they get storms. I'm like, you know, you get storms. You know that. You know where you live. So I think they need to, like, maybe do something better as far as evacuation plans or safety plans during storms. They need to create big shelters, you know, big metal shelters or something, where they can, you know, be safer. They can feel safer, you know, as far as the residents. They need to create a place where all the residents can come and, you know, be there, you know, in these shelters, you know, while the storms are going on, and, you know, they can stay there while these until the storm dies down. That's what I think. You know, 'cause I feel like, you know where you live. You know you get storms, so you got to create evacuation plans and a safety shelter plan too, so that everybody be safe. So people who don't leave the city, they'll be safe. They won't get washed away in the storm. So, you know, that's my idea. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think. I want to hear you guys' comments on both stories. Let me know how you feel. And don't forget to keep it real. And I will talk to you guys later. If you have not purchased a copy of my novel, Long Way to Love, it is available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. You can click the links below in the more info box. And other than that, you guys continue to have a blessed weekend coming up. So have a blessed weekend. And I will talk to you later. Bye.